Welcome to another episode of Ask a Photo Pro with your friendly neighborhood host, me, Carty. How's it going? Hope you guys having a good day. Hope you guys having a good week. We're starting earlier today because I got a special event that I got to do later on tonight. Welcome everybody who is here tuned in live. It's your favorite show of the week. I know, it's your favorite show of the week. This is the show where I get into actually looking at your photographs for review. I have a Discord server, and this Discord is the largest growing photography community on the internet, according to me, using absolutely no stat tracking at all. So make sure that you're a part of the Discord. These photo review streams have actually become quite popular, so I'm impressed and thankful for how many people are actually looking at this stream after the fact. So if you're one of those people who are watching this after the fact, after the live stream, make sure you leave a comment and say that you're part of the replay gang. All right, welcome everybody. By the way, if you're not subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. It's a great marker for me to know how well I'm doing here. And it also, you can hit the bell notification so you know exactly when I go live and exactly when one of my chat is modifying my face. The thing that's so great about these live streams is I give control of my live stream, like literally my chat, the members of this channel control my stream. So it's kind of cool. I don't know if there's anyone else on YouTube that has a live stream where the members can actually control what's happening. I mean, personally, I think it's kind of cool. But yeah, it just makes watching a live stream fun. So subscribe, make sure that you get notified when I go live and when I upload new content. I upload a new video every Friday, a new edited video. We do Ask a Photo Pro. This is my chat. We do Ask a Photo Pro Tuesday and Thursday. Thursday's the review show where I review your photographs. Tuesday's usually inspiration, motivation, things like that. And then Sunday I do Behind the Picture. Behind the Picture's at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Now I usually do this show, by the way, at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, but today I'm doing it earlier.
Yes, sir, yes.
Number one, testing an earlier time slot because some people want me to move it to 4 o'clock. Others want me to keep it right where it is. So we'll see how the live numbers go today. Okay, guys. It's your favorite episode of the week. By the way, the smoke machine is ready. So if you become a member during the live stream, smoke machine goes. If you gift a member during the live stream, the smoke machine goes. Let's get into some real photo reviews. Starting with a photographer named Rashad. Rashad says, I'm playing around with color gels using my younger brother as my muse. Would love your thoughts as I begin to experiment with color in shoots with clienteles. Shooting with the Sony A7 III, GM 70-200, 3.2 at ISO 640. First submission from Rashad. Let's get into it. All right, Rashad, this is nice. I really like the sensibility. You have really good focus and good discipline, and you haven't gone too far on the skin retouching. He's got a fresh haircut. The color, it's good. Like, I'm impressed with this shot. This is great. This is honestly really great. You should really feel happy about this picture. It's getting the smoke, and it's a great way to start off this episode, honestly. A really great way to start off this episode. Look at that as a cover. Oh yeah, Rashad, this is it. This is it. And again, this is the level of work, especially when you're adding color, and the way that you added color, the way that you brought it in from the top is really slick. Like, you have that color coming on his shoulder, but it's not hitting his face at all. It's not touching his skin at all. So it actually looks like he's in a club. He actually looks like this is right. Like, this is a really good execution. Your front light placement for me isn't perfect. It's close, but it's not perfect. What I want you to notice when you're dropping your front light is I want you to notice this nose shadow. And you see this nose shadow here. And also you see the shadow that's coming here from your side lighting. The goal is to have this nose shadow join this side lighting. It's called Rembrandt light. So rather than having the shadow really sharp here, and again, that's coming from your light source, my vibe here on this picture is move the light that way just a little bit until, and also sky the light a little higher, because you can see based on where the nose triangle and also where the catch lights are in the eyes, that the light is literally, it's a straight line, right? So I can see that the light is literally right here, aiming across, and also based on his nose. Oops. Also based on his nose and drawing a line from here. Oops. Drawing a line from here, you can see, I can see exactly where your light is. So because of that, we want that nose triangle to go down. We want it to go down. So we're trying to draw the line on more on this axis. So you got to sky your light a little bit higher for sure. As far as a first attempt, as far as a first submission, really good. You should be thrilled. I'm giving you an 11. This is great for your first submission. Work on your front light placement. Again, it's close, but it's not perfect. Again, trust me, just that little, or if he turned, I mean, his face is dead straight on. Also, his hands don't need to be in front of his face, although it does give like a cool vibe. I'd like to see different variations. Also, his jacket is coming up just a bit back here. So you have to, when someone's sitting wearing a jacket, you have to go behind and pull the jacket back to make sure that it squares up. Good job though, first submission. Let's go. That is a submission from Rashad. Well done. Let's get into some pictures from Tony. Single picture from Tony. Tony submitting his second piece, inspired from one of Carty's videos where I talked about exploring new photo horizons. I want to merge my typical travel photography with product, my rugged watches. The idea was to showcase their durability and adventurous spirit by throwing them around. I hope you enjoy. Shot with the Sony A6600 with a Sigma 18-50, ISO 100, 7.1 ISO 100. All right, Tony, let's give a look at this picture from Tony. This is not a bad attempt at all. It's good light, good placement. Good light, good placement. I want to make sure that when you're shooting these photos, you're on a tripod. How we make it so these pictures are just disgustingly sharp is, number one, we shoot them with prime lenses instead of zoom lenses. When you're shooting with a 24 or 28 to 80 or one of those kind of lenses, again, I say it all the time, there's tons of elements in there, tons of elements. If you want the sharpest, you shoot with primes. Primes have like 4 to 6 elements. So prime lenses, when you go this close, they're sharper. So how you can make it as sharp as possible is by being on a tripod. Number one, be on a tripod. Number two, shoot with an extended shutter speed if you need. And the third thing is use a self timer. Like you actually don't push the shutter. You push the shutter and then 1, 2, 3, the camera takes its own picture on the tripod. So there's no possibility of movement at all. Even with like internal stabilization and all that stuff, like we're not that good. Like do it how the pros do it. Again, prime lenses. Second, using a self timer on a tripod with this setup would have honestly taken it to the absolute next level. Looking at it as a cover, the cover idea, it's cool. For me, when I see it more as the vertical picture, there's things that I'm starting to see. And the first thing is just, switch brushes. The first thing that I see is this bright area here, which is taking my eye away from, it's taking my eye away from the watches. Like you really want the eye to go here. The other thing is seeing the underside of this watch. I think that we need to somehow see the front of both of these watches. It can't just be one watch that we're seeing the front of. I think we also have to see the front of this watch. So it's somehow like double watch faces. Seeing the end of this watch, that's not clean. Like, it looks like you tightened the arm of this watch too much. So that's sort of another thing. I would love to have had that like tucked up. I think that you could have just folded both watches like a circle, done them up, and put them side by side in that situation. And I also would have backed them up so they were in front of this bright area. That would have taken that out away a bit. And also for me, the greenery, these green leaves are just, although cool, I wouldn't have shot against the green leaves. I would have shot against a monochromatic background, more like dirt rather than the leaves, because the dirt and the pine needles alone with the orange and the black would have made a little bit more pop. I'm feeling like we're losing it a little bit with the green. It's a good attempt, Tony. I really like it. I'd really love to see you reshoot this idea again, because you are onto something. I just feel like you have to develop this idea a little bit more. Your f-stop, let's just look at what you said your f-stop was. You shot this at 7.1. So even at 7.1, you're seeing that even up here, this watch is in focus and this up here isn't. So yeah, you really have to make sure that they're on the same plane, like they're really next to each other, and not like that, because that you're gonna get some depth of field. Really good attempt though, for sure, Tony. I mean, you got photo of the week last time, so you know, I appreciate you pushing into new boundaries and shooting new ideas. That idea, just different location, different watch styling. Keep shooting, shoot through the picture, you know? All right, let's see who is next. By the way, hit the like button if you guys like this type of content. I don't know if anyone else is doing this kind of thing on YouTube. I think it's super fun, actually, engaging with my viewers, looking at the stuff that they submit, looking at the stuff that they're working on, and helping them just get to that next level. Many of the people who are watching me are trying to be pro photographers, so I'm just helping people with their niches and such like that. All right, Turtle Drones. Let's go, Stephen C. Turtle Drone says, I returned to the spot to retake last week's photo and video, take last week's photo, and this is what happened. Shot with the DJI Mini 3 Pro. All right, we have a video. Wow, Turtle. I wish we could change the quality of video content on YouTube and make it higher quality. Let me just stop my beats here for a second. All right. This is a video by Turtle. Wow, dude, I can't believe you tracked this with the drone. This is incredible. This is incredible. I would have gone a little bit more majestic rather than like EDM with the music. Personally, I would have gone a little bit more majestic with the music. I think the music's a little bit too EDM, but this is an amazing shot. Like, holy crazy. Wow, Turtle. Wow. Yeah, wrong music, bro. Wrong music. Fully wrong music. But that's super great, though. Really great. Really great. I mean, you should be proud of that. But the music, I feel like the music needs to be more majestic, just simply by switching to like a majestic kind of a track is going to change majestic. Okay, so I'm going to play your video with a different soundtrack, Turtle. Okay, watch this with a different soundtrack. see the difference? You see the difference when you play this with a Majestic soundtrack? It doesn't, EDM just makes me go crazy. I just want to shoot myself in the face. Yes or yes? Like that type of music, it's like people either like it or really hate it. When you hear something like this is the music for this. Do you know what I mean? It's majestic. Like that's, to me, like, that's the, yeah, that's Music 101 when it comes to picking music for your sound, for your video. Like, it's an art. It actually is an art. And the more I make videos, the more I realize how much of an art it is in picking the right music for my vibe. And you can hear this music that I'm playing right now. Like, that's the music that you recognize from my videos, right? So it just sets like a vibe. But EDM, that like cocaine and like fucking meth, like that's the kind of thing that I think when it's like that's not an eagle flying through the sky. It's just not. So like, remove from your head what you like as far as music with your videos. Remove what you like and start thinking about what's the right music for this thing. Once you think like, okay, what's the proper music for this? And you start searching by mood. And again, like, that's why all the creators talk about epidemic sound. Like, that's why everybody talks about epidemic sound, because you can search by mood. I just searched Majestic, and the first track, I pushed play, played your video, and look at the difference. It wasn't hard, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I happily pay for epidemic sound. All right, that is a video from Turtle. Turtle, really good job. Like, tracking that eagle is insanity. Recut that video with Majestic music and resubmit it and watch how much different it is. And actually think about that also for your track racing, because that's all also EDM. Everything is like, that's the first thing that you gravitate towards when you make a video. So although I like watching the videos that you're making, the music that you're choosing to go with these videos makes me want to kill myself. So if you change that, you'll get more views on your videos. I'm just one opinion, but as you can see in chat, other people talking about what it would be like if I played EDM during my live streams. It's repelling. You know what I mean? It's repelling is a good way for me to describe EDM music. All right, let's get into our next shooter. This is my brother. My brother says, I shot my wife on Sunday. A shot of my wife on Sunday. I'll rephrase that. I was skating on the pond and Chalet was walking our dog. She posed for a pic. Shot with my Canon. Let's go, big bro. Wifey. My sister-in-law, Chalet. Great shot, Les. I mean, it looks like you used the pop-up flash because obviously she was like pushed into an area that was relatively dark. But the fact that you got a really good exposure, the fact that you got like really strong composition, you really framed her with the snow, like you framed her with these trees. Like the composition, bro, is really strong. I mean, light in this kind of a situation when she's under a canopy, what you did is really the only thing that you can do is like push in light from the camera direction at her. I think it's a great execution for a guy who, again, is a painter first and a car repair slash the best car painter in the industry, the mirror maker. Like, your skill sets are so vast and you use photography to make your paintings better. I love it. And the fact that you're continually submitting, bro. Thank you. This is a great shot. And again, you nailed the cover composition. This is a shot you should frame. It's a great one, for sure. It should be your new profile picture for Chalet. Hi, Chalet. All right, guys, that's my brother. On to Donna. Donna says this is a soap sculpture of the three deity outside the Philadelphia Museum of Art where I work. Photo taken with my Canon Rebel with an 85mm lens. All right, 250, 2.5, ISO 100. All right. Okay, Donna. I do appreciate the photo. There's a couple of things wrong. First of all, it's very out of focus. It's very out of focus. It looks like you're at a museum, I guess, taking photos, or outside taking pictures of a display of some sort. It also looks like there's some sort of close cropping that you're doing. It looks like you've cut out like here somehow, or around here in order, and definitely looks like you've cut out down here. So these kinds of things, when you're looking at, or when a professional photographer is looking at your work, I'm gonna see it. And also the idea of this picture is you're photographing another artist from days gone by, another artist's work. Whole idea with our photography is our photography is supposed to be the art in itself. So when I see a painting, I'm not thinking I'm gonna take a photo of that painting, because that's just a record of someone else's incredibly hard work. So I appreciate these sculptures and I appreciate this as a taking of a photo, but the whole goal with becoming a photographer is idea and execution. If you're walking the streets and seeing photographs, those photographs have to be moments in time and light and juxtaposition and time of day and decisive moment. But just seeing a statue or a group of statues and taking a picture, Donna, it's not enough, and it's not a way for you to expand your photography mind. And also, you're also cleaning up a whole bunch of stuff in the background that was distracting in order to save a photo that's not worth saving, because it's not interesting. It's interesting only to you. And that might be hard to hear, but it helps you when it comes to looking at photography. If you look at Alan Schaller, who is one of the most prolific street photographers going, and you look at his just taking pictures, even it would never ever be him shooting a statue. Like, it has to be a juxtaposition of life. Like, that's what photography is. So seeing the, Michelangelo's David, I mean, sure, it's cool. I went there, I took a photo, but that photo being a picture that you can use to sell you as a photographer, that's not really it. So I want you to start thinking about seeing photographs differently. Although there is not any distractions in your photograph, and it's competent, but it's still boring. I hate to be so dry, but how we have to push our photos is we have to push our photos in a way that is, we're shooting something that is just so compelling that it demands a photo. And yeah, I just want you to try to push harder. Don't think about shooting other people's art. Think about creating your own with what you see within the frame. And that helps when you look at other photographers, when you look at Behance.net, when you look at photography books, when you study the masters of photography and you see the things that they shot. Go out and then do that, Donna, and you'll see your photography is way, way, way better. Way better. All right. Okay, Donna, and again, it's important that you submit. I'm not trying to discourage you for submitting, because it's your first submission, and even if it's a soap sculpture and interesting and all that stuff, it's still someone else's hard work. that you're documenting. So we got to make our own hard work. All right, Scuba Steve said, I shot this picture of my son on the way to a neighborhood park a few weeks ago. It was approaching golden hour, and I just loved the sun glare peeking through the top left corner and the sense of potential adventure that awaits him. I very look forward to your valuable feedback. Shot an R6 Mark II and the Nifty 50 adapted. Okay, let's look at Scuba Steve. Scuba Steve, I definitely see what you were, I see what you were trying to do here. And it's like, it's so close, and it's so close. Like, you've cropped this to an 8x10, which I want you to remember, an 8x10 is only an 8x10 vertically. When you try to make it a 10x8, when you crop horizontal pictures to 8x10, although they're cool for framing, what ends up happening is it no longer works for a magazine spread, because when you actually see an 8x10 cropped, each side of the left and right page are far too narrow and thin to actually be a double page spread. So that inch on either side that you cut off is needed. When you shoot horizontal, there is no cropping. There's no cropping. So that's something that I want you to remember. As far as the light's amazing. The light's amazing. This whole, this whole push of light that you have here coming in this direction and this beautiful rim on him and the path that he's walking along is all great. But I'm going to show you how literally you could have made this photo 1,000 times better. And it's super simple. All we do is, rather than shooting him that way, you still see the path, you still see his profile, you still see the sun, and you still see this flare. But because this sun is so bright, your eye goes here before it goes to him, right? When you look at this photo, your eye goes here before it goes here. In fact, it sees him last. It sees this first, then the houses, then the cars, then the road, then the boy. So because of that, our eye is torn between two photos. The photo that you're shooting here, that is this neighborhood and these houses and this light, and this other photo that you're shooting here, which is the boy. So how you fix it is you try not to make two photos in one, right? Because you can see when you really dive into this, distracting. This, like, there's so many, there's a garbage can here. There's a lot of stuff that's distracting in this photo when you now really look at it. And how you fix it is just by taking a step that way, and you stand here and you shoot your boy this way. And now you're able to cut the frame here. And it's a whole interesting, you got tree lines and there's nothing distracting there. And because you're shooting your boy this way, you see a little bit of what's happening over here. You see a little bit of what happened over there, but it's dark and it's in shade. And because he's lit, he's going to be the feature, because he's going to be rim lit and everything behind is going to be darker. And then also, you don't drop him exactly on the third like they tell you to do in the photography books, because yes, I see that that's exactly what you're doing, is you dropped him on the third. But if you didn't crop this photo and I had the whole photo, which would then go back over here and then also go back over here, and the center of the picture is here. Now you see, like, you could afford to move him over a little bit if you want it to be a double page spread, and especially when you're aiming in that way. So just that little bit of Jedi mind trickery with you standing this way and standing and hitting him that way is going to make a world of difference. The light on his face is amazing. And also, just with this existing photo, just in punching in a little bit and making it a little lower, like at his level, it already makes it so much more interesting when you cut out the brightness that is so intriguing. And the more that I punch in, to him, the more that you can see that the road is like, I'm also thinking about the danger of the road, more so of the adventure that he's going on, because you're showing me the dichotomy of this boy alone next to a road that cars go on and there's no barrier. So as a parent, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So again, I just want you to shift the angle so you just show him and the grass and the fence, so he looks and appears safe. That is my 2 cents and a bag of chips. I hope that helped you. Very, very good. I mean, again, Scuba Steve, sometimes the magic photo exists one step that way, one step that way, one lower, one hot, like, and that's the art of photography. And that's why we shoot hundreds of photos for a single frame. When we shoot one photo or 2 photos, your photo, your high art photo exists on photo 60, 65, 70, photo 80, photo 90 of the same idea. When you get that far, the photo is so much better than the original thought that you had. But if you don't shoot through the picture, you never get there. So you have a whole bunch of like, okay photos. It's why my photos look the way they do. Is I shoot 100 photos for a single one. And you're gonna see me do it in the studio. You're gonna see me do it on location. You're gonna see me do it with a quick portrait. You're gonna see me do it with street photography. Everything that I shoot through the picture. And it's how we get high art. It never happens in one frame. You're just not good enough. Like, none of us are good enough. Helmut Newton didn't do it that way. Ansel Adams didn't do it that way. So you thinking that just because you click and you see it and it's there, it's not good enough. All right, Sebastian, let's go. Sebastian said, like you said in the video last week, you're right, I had a few different angles. He was jumping around in there until he had energy. I have the same problem in this photo. The exposure on his face is a bit dark. I tried to fix it in the post, but having them so the sun illuminates their face was a better idea. Lesson learned for next time. This is a second version submission from Sebastian. Let's have a look at this. It's definitely, again, like such amazing movement. And this guy is so great with the movement. It's just shot in the wrong spot. Like, it's the wrong spot. There is a house here. There is a house here. There's cars down here. There's a wall. Like, all the stuff that happens under here is all distracting. Like, imagine if this was in an open field and it was just grass. Like, if all this wasn't there. Just imagine that, if it was just grass. I mean, the trees are okay, but the houses for me are super distracting. Like, that's for me, because you want to see the fact that he's off the ground. So our eye naturally goes where his feet should be. And when our eye goes there, we see a house. So for me, this isn't the spot. This isn't even a location. Like, I walk there, I do a 360-degree look, I see here, and I'm like, houses in that eye line. And I look this way, and I see picnic bench in that eye line. And I go over here, and I see something in that eye line. And then I say this, can't shoot here. And then I go somewhere else. Like, because I have the mindset of not being able to take it out in post. You can't change locations in post. What we do is we have more discipline when we shoot the photo by picking the right spot, especially because you have 2 models, you have equipment, you have lights, you have all this effort that you're doing to make the photo. Why not choose the right spot first before you actually set up? Get better at choosing spots is what I'm saying, Sebastian. That's going to help so much, because I know you shoot this. Imagine if this was on the beach. This is on the beach. You just have water behind.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
You just have beach. There's no distractions. There's no trees. There's nothing. And then you really see what's happening in the dynamic between these 2 people. So that's the exposure on him, again, without using external outdoor studio strobes on stands, on umbrellas, controlling the light coming in here. It's really going to be difficult getting perfect light on his face. But the focus, the sharpness, like, and the decisive moment that you manage to catch is pretty amazing. But if I just do this and you don't see the houses underneath, you can see how already this is a better photo. So that for me is the one thing that it wrecks it for me. But again, I know that this is just a resubmission of the last shot, Sebastian. You're such a great photographer. You have such talent, and it's just, I want you to just think, assess the location, just assess the location, and do that 360-degree pan and imagine what's behind your subjects, what's behind your photos. If you do that and scan the background of every photo, your photography suddenly changes, for sure. Good job though, my guy. Again, and you take big swings, which I love the fact that you just, you know, if you miss, it's like, I don't care. I'm going to just take another big swing again. That's how you hit home runs. Good shit, Sebastian. All right, James Lewis says, this is my submission for the hero shot in our niche. I wanted to show 3 elements of this image with the help from my beautiful partner and makeup artist. I think we did it. Let's go. Electrofield, I guess. Electrofield, welcome. Thanks for becoming a subscriber. So thanks to the help of my beautiful partner, makeup artist, I think we did it. I wanted to show a portrait, fashion, fine art in the same image. This concept I'm wanting to work further. I wanted to mix creativity and technical skill by showing a dramatic fall off, leaving the slightest detail on the edges of the black. Hopefully this submission, I hit at least a few of these points. Thank you, Carty, for reviewing my submission. This is James Lewis. James, this is really, really tricky when you're going into this type of makeup and like jet black skin. I think where you ran into problems is in post. I also think the light is a little flat. I think the light could have been even a little bit like higher with the drama because you push light into the front. And also for me, the post-production is where you're absolutely losing me. Like, as soon as I saw the photo, even small, before I enlarged it, at this size, I was like, oh, James, the post, my guy, the post. This is an idea where it's just to get the makeup right, And I don't even think the makeup is right. Like just the holes and like, this is one of those things that I, again, try early on in my career, like this type of an idea, but the full black face and then the holes for the eyes and the way that this blending goes, like this needs to be blended from silver into black. Like it can't be a hard line. If I was on set, I would have saw this girl in the chair and I would have said, no, it's not right. Like it's close, but it's not right. So because of that, it makes like everything else now actually, when you start to really break down the makeup artist's work, and I'm not trying to make friends. I'm just telling you the truth. And if a makeup artist is trying to do something, I guess, beyond their skill set, this is what happens. And this is a makeup artist trying to do something that's beyond their skill set. Look at the line. Look at the line of the makeup line. It's not clean enough. And then where she chose to go under, well, okay, I can't really do that hard edge now underneath the eyes because the eyes have wrinkles there. So I'm going to just do it underneath the eyes. And then what does that do for you? It just accentuates the wrinkles under the eyes in a way that you can't fix it. So this whole idea, the lip line on the mouth is, again, not at the level that it needs to. Look at how messy the silver is on the fingers. This girl has no nails. So if somebody has no nails, you can't have their hand in the shot if they don't have nails. Like it's part of like being a hand model. So this, I mean, and I know this is your partner, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just speaking truth. Like in this kind of because her hands are like that and she doesn't have nails, you need to either put fake nails on or not have her hand in the shot. So for me, this is a situation where you let your makeup artist go wild because she's like, I have an idea, or you had an idea, and they weren't good enough to execute the idea. You definitely photographed it well, but then because you now realize how hard it is to retouch skin when you put this on top of it, you now just reverted to the healing brush and you see the blur. Like, that's the hard thing, is I see where you're not doing it and I see where you are doing it. So I see where you are doing it and I see like this whole area here, which is what her skin actually looks like, and then all the way up here where you're blurring. So this is a no bueno for me. I wouldn't show this. I mean, I appreciate the idea, but this is a miss. Like, makeup artists, and also it's not on trend. Like, that's the hardest part to eat, is like, it's not on trend. I'm doing a photo shoot on Monday. By the way, I haven't announced it, but I'm shooting beauty, and I'm shooting with a makeup artist who does this, but she's insane. Like, so good. I'm going to show you my makeup artist, Shauna Downing. And I helped develop Shauna, meaning I was the first photographer that she shot with in Toronto from Nova Scotia. I'm going to show you the difference. Okay. This is the difference. This is Shauna Downing's makeup. And Shauna's like, this is her winning makeup artist of the year. Let me find some more photos, because her Instagram is like her life mixed in with her makeup. But this is Shauna's makeup. And like, she's so good. So good. So good. And with like black skin. And she's also incredibly creative. So when it comes to looking at creative makeup like that, like, you really have to be looking at what top makeup artists are doing. If you're not looking at what top makeup artists are doing, then it's like, and it's hard also if you're in a smaller market. Like, if you're in New York, amazing. But if you're not in New York and you're trying to do stuff that is high art, it becomes like, it ends up looking tacky, you know? Like, this is Vogue. You know what I mean? So this is Shauna Downing's makeup when she shoots editorial. So it's like, it's hard to articulate, but even with Shauna, I hold her back and I'm like, no, that's too far, not feeling it. You know, like, she's like, cool, it's Carty, it's all right, I just was trying something. But she always tries to do things that are like high art because she's so creative. But again, but at the same point, she does this and she can do this, which is like insane. She works with the best photographers in the city. So it's hard because like the makeup artists that I work with, like, they shoot magazine stuff. So because they shoot magazine editorial, it like, the stuff that I shoot looks like, because I work with makeup. And also we're in the middle of picking like the models that we're shooting a few agency girls, shooting a couple of girls that are like, I want to take pictures of them, and I'm shooting one girl who's just a painter and I just think that she's cool. So I'm going to do like, I have like 5 people booked. I have 8 hours in the studio. I'm going to show you so much stuff. So for me, James, like, this one missed the boat. And when you're looking for reference, let me go to, this is how you find inspiration. Whenever you're trying to find inspiration, beauty, and then you search creative fields and you search photography, and then that's going to give you, like, you're going to see what is happening in the industry with beauty. You actually get to see what's happening. You get to see what skin looks like. You get to see styling. You get to see the whole thing of like what's happening in the industry right now. And it's so helpful when you want to shoot a beauty idea and you're like, the first thing is find reference, find makeup reference. And although that was your idea, I totally got it. But like, yeah, it's not right now. So we have to do stuff that, although I appreciate the experimenting, where you look for reference has to change. Because once you change where you're looking for reference, when you have ideas like that, you're like, oh shit, yeah, this isn't really an idea from right now. This is an idea that I have that is possibly from something that could have been from like 10 years ago. So you can see, this is what skin looks like. This is what skin retouching looks like now. It's very, very, very different nowadays. You see skin. All right, let's look at some more photos. I hope that helps, James. Again, you're a great photographer. I think that, again, you swang for the fences. I think the makeup artist was a bit out of her element. Durell says, this retake was enjoyable, but way harder than I thought it would be. I didn't think that I'd be able to reproduce the moment of the original shot. This exercise has hammered home the importance of taking hundreds of shots of the same pose and working through progressions of each shot. Durell is basically, he reshot a photo that I asked him to from last week. Daryl's also in my mentorship program. Daryl, this is close. This is definitely close. I'm wanting to see like what you're doing with your exports, because I feel like even at 100%, this isn't 100%. Like it's already rasterized. I feel like this is 100%, but I'm just wondering about this sizing. There's something going on with how you're processing your files, but I am going to help you with it. Good detail on the head, on the hat. Good separation. You have like good separation here. Yeah, it's dope. And his eye line, where he's looking, is way better. Definitely. The light, how it's hitting his face, is definitely inspired. Still, I think the exposure here can go up like plus a third or plus a half on his skin. It's a little dark. I would love a little bit more shadow detail, just to bring in a little bit of stuff in here, bring in a little bit of stuff in here. But other than that, Daryl, this is great. As far as a cover, as far as the crop, and as far as the lesson learned for shooting through the picture, you're getting there. Make sure the next time that we're having some time one-on-one that we talk about processing, because I want to fix the mistakes that you're making in processing. It could be in the exporting. I just want to find out where that problem is. This is a great photo. Give me a little bit more exposure, okay? Good job, Daryl. All right. Let's get into Dreadfully Blessed. After last week's review, Carty has me in shock and over the moon with how gracious he was with his critique. Due to that, I had a difficult time selecting one for this week. Hope you enjoy. Shot on the Canon 5D Mark II, 2000th of a second, f7.1, ISO 100, on at 120 millimeter, shooting with a 70 to 300 f4 to 5.6. I really want you to throw that lens out your nearest window for reals and just get a 135 f2. This is really nice. It's super clean, really nice lines. It's a nice color block. I mean, I like the fact that it's kind of abstract, so you don't really know exactly what it is that you're looking at. But it's nice. It's nice. It has a punch. Personally, I don't love the paint color. I would change this a little bit in post and make the hue a little bit more yellow, because you're hitting in on the shadow side. Because you're hitting on the shadow side, I like the nuance in here, definitely, but I just feel like I want more light. I feel like I want to see this plus a third, and I want to see some saturation. Some saturation in here. and possibly adjust the hue. There's something happening with this picture, and compared to the last one, which for me was a 20 out of 10, it was so bananas. And I love your discipline. Like, you have really great discipline shooting, which is great. Not loving the lens selection. I feel like it's limiting, especially because it's a lower quality lens, and you're a good photographer. It might be time for you to upgrade your equipment so your equipment actually updates to your skill level. I'd love to see you with a 135L series. This is a good picture. Is it as strong as your last one? The last one was lightning in a bottle. You got to prove to me that you can capture lightning in a bottle every single time. Maybe go shoot something new. And also maybe give me a different perspective from a different lens. I'm just, again, curious. Good job. Let's go. That's a photo bum. Dreadfully blessed. All right. Let's see who else we got next. Nat says, hello. This is my reshoot from last week's photo. I was able to do the resert in a better location with better lights this time. Thank you for your feedback. Shot with a Sony A7R2 50mm 1.8. Shot at ISO 3200. Wondering why so high the ISO? Why so high the ISO? 3200? Like, and you're using flash. Your ISO should be 100. Low noise, low grain, using more of the sensor. Yeah, 3200 under emergencies. You shouldn't be raising your ISO higher than ISO 100. Let's see what this looks like at close inspection. I don't see the ISO 3200. So I'm wondering, well, maybe, yeah, there's a little bit of noise. Yeah, just watch your ISO. Watch your ISO. As far as the improvement from last week is monumental. The improvement from last week is monumental. Like, monumental. I mean, for me, my only mistake is the ISO 3200. With flash or studio strobe, you shouldn't be shooting any higher than ISO 400. Like, honestly, and my recommended is 100. Shoot at the lowest ISO your camera has. It's going to give you just the craziest files. This is amazing. Like, compositionally sound, how he's holding the guitar, I believe it. The contrast is there. I don't see white. I definitely see gray and black. Yeah, whites in the strings. This is definitely a banger. I'm happy with this. I just want you to watch the ISO, but this is like such an improvement. Like, honestly, you know that to be the case. You know that this is an improvement from last week. You don't need me to tell you that. This is epic. Like, in comparison, like, so good. And the attitude on his face, you know? I want you to really nail the focus. And how you really make your focus insane when you're doing these kinds of pictures is you shoot with a tripod. And make sure that rather than, your camera has a specific sync speed when you're shooting with flash. And again, tell me if you're shooting with flash or you're shooting with LED. That could be a difference. If you're shooting with flash, cool. If you're shooting with LED, well, now I understand why you're shooting 3200. So talk to me about that. And you're shooting flash, you're shooting LED for sure. And here's how I know. You're shooting LED because you said that you're shooting ISO 3200 at 1/320th of a second at 4.5. Flashes don't sync at 3/20th of a second unless you have a very specific camera, and the AR whatever is not it. So you're shooting LED. So because you're shooting LED, that's why you are using ISO 3200. That's why we use studio lights, studio strobe, so you can actually control and lower your ISO considerably. So that's the thing. That's your next upgrade, is studio lights with the same modifiers and umbrellas. Yeah, and even then, you could have still dropped your ISO by a lot and still got the same result, even with LEDs. Good job. That is Nat. Thank you for submitting that. Well done. All right. G is him.
Welcome.
So G as him says, I missed the first round, so this is my hero submission. Because of my work schedule, I had to improvise. It's a 7-inch tall action figure, so I tried a dramatic portrait, shot with the 1DX and the 100mm macro. By the way, you shot it a 60th of a second. It's 1 over the longest focal length of the lens. So it's 1 over the longest focal length of the lens. So it's 1 over 100. So you can't shoot at a 60th because then you get camera shake unless you have a tripod. And even still, you could get camera shake. I definitely see the dramatic light that you are doing with this action figure. This is definitely a situation where you said like you're improvising, G, which I appreciate, but it's like you can't use this photo. It's not going in your portfolio, like it's just a test, but I need you to test on real faces. The scale of this versus the scale of shooting a real person, it's like, I appreciate the execution and the crop and the composition and all of that stuff. It's okay to not submit. Like, that's okay to not submit. If you can't submit, you just submit when you have somebody to shoot. Like, that's the thing. Like, submit when you have somebody to shoot rather than shooting something that essentially you can't use, which for me, you're wasting time. I mean, yes, did you learn something shooting this? Yeah, I mean, you know how to do this, so you're not learning anything by doing this. So, if you need to shoot something or need to submit something or feel like you need to submit something, again, I'd rather you submit your highest end work, your highest end idea, rather than lower your bar just to get something for me to talk about during my stream. It just pisses me off. You know what I mean? I'd rather you like your photo of the week winner. You can hit them out of the park. What's smarter, if you don't have a subject to shoot street photography, shoot a product, like do something that you're learning a skill while you're doing it. Like you're trying a different niche. You're doing street photography, which puts yourself outside of your comfort zone. Like do something that puts you out of your comfort zone. Don't do something easy, which is, oh, there's something, put it down, light it, take a picture of it. Because you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather you spend that time that you took taking this photo and thinking of an idea that you could make that would make a photo that you can do in the conditions that you're in right now, which is no subject, you know? For me, that's smarter. I appreciate it. It's cool, but again, it's a throwaway. All right. Let's go into the next photographer, Black Phoenix. Back again. Here's my updated hero shot. Shot of my kid, who I don't post online ever, so I'm stepping out of the box in this area. Got a new camera coming later today and a 50mm lens. Congratulations. This was taken outside on the Nikon D5600 with the 35. I hope I did the dimensions right for you. So I'm able to zoom in and such. Let's have a look. You absolutely did, Black Phoenix. Let's go. Very, very great. I mean, handsome kid for sure. Handsome kid. He's in direct light. So because he's in direct light, and then also you've lowered yourself, which I'm not sure why photographers want to like do that, because you're aiming up at him, which with most people, it's not a flattering angle. I'm not sure, maybe you were doing that in order to remove the distractions of the background, because I see a house here, and if you were standing up aiming at him, that comes up in the horizon line, so that becomes in the picture. For me, it's like, find a better spot. Also, there's a tree that's growing directly out of his head. That is super easy to avoid by just having him take a step left or right, because his dreads and the cut and the way that and you're hitting him with like that side light, it's kind of, I mean, it's not horrible, but it is giving you like hard shadows on his face. Shooting him in open shade actually makes it even better. Shooting him in open shade meaning not shooting him where the light is, but shooting him where the light isn't. That's going to make your photography so much better. It's going to reduce the contrast. It's going to lower the harshness of the shadows, and also be very deliberate where you put your subjects. Be very deliberate. And also, I don't elevate my subjects, so I don't aim up at them, and I don't look down on them. I'm at eye level. So if you think about eye level, and if you look at any magazine cover, everything's shot at eye level. People don't go down, and like, it's rare that it's like a low angle aiming up. They usually do that with politicians. You see Platon do that in order to shoot an iconic figure. But when you're just shooting at your son, I understand you're elevating him, but you just got to shoot him at eye level and be really specific with the background that you're picking. I understand that it's like, oh, blue sky and blue shirt, like that dichotomy, but the tree out of his head and the buildings down here for me just are distracting. And also have him take his carabiner off. You've got him now posing. You've got him in front of the camera. Have him take his keys off his neck so you can, and also eye contact. You got him this far, have him look at the camera. It's like eye contact connects him with the person who's looking at him. Not connects him with you, the photographer, but you need him to look at the lens so he connects with the viewer. This expression looks distant. So because he looks distant and he's not connecting with us, I feel not connected to him. And then the thing around the neck, the thing out of his head, tells me that you shot this photo in 1 second and not shot 50 or 100 of this photo. So yeah, when you shoot more photos, you notice all of these little mistakes. All right, let's get into the next one. Thank you for submitting Black Phoenix, Christina B. Oh my God.
Welcome.
Yo, Atang, thank you for becoming a subscriber. Christina B, you just went off. Holy. Yo, Christina B, first submission. Holy moly. You're a portrait photographer. You are a portrait photographer. Look at the eye contact. Look at the non-distracting background. Look at the contrast. Look at the black, white, and gray. And I will say again, look at the eye contact. This is riveting. Really impressed. I want you to watch, first of all, the file is butchered. So I don't know what you did to the file. You're clearly JPEGing a JPEG, meaning hopefully you shot raw, but then you made all your adjustments and then you made a JPEG. But then you wanted to make it smaller, so you opened it and then you saved it again. But then you wanted it for Facebook, so you opened it and you saved it again. I think that's what happens, and this is what's happening to your file. Each time you open a JPEG and close it, you lose data. So seeing this photo like at this size, amazing. But as soon as I click it, it doesn't look like all of the data is here. As soon as I click it, it falls apart. So you're front loaded on talent with the photography, but you're lacking the skills in post-production in order to not ruin your files. And also you're kind of over sharpening. And also once now I really get into looking at the edge, I'm now seeing, oh, I see what you did. You made the background dark and you did it poorly, because I can see what you did. I can see it all through the hair. And I can see over here where you erased this loop of the hair but forgot to erase that part. And I'm seeing all the places that you actually darkened the background. And then I'm also seeing here spots where you went too far and kind of darkened his shoulder, and some Photoshop errors and stuff like that. So it's like, once you're into the texture of the shirt, that's when you see the digitizing. how we do this is you get a piece of black velveteen and you put a piece of black velveteen behind him. Which
Gifted
is how,
member.
Yo, calligraphy, stop gifting members. Stop it. You've done this every show for like 2 months. Stop, please. Stop paying money. You've given too many. Like, oh my God. Calligraphy with like another gifted member. This one, every single episode. Like, you're not obligated. By the way, D, you just got a free membership from our boy Calligraphy. I appreciate you. But again, not at all necessary. Like, you pay me by watching. And you're also a member. So you pay me by being a member. But now you're giving other people members, like, just... Holy crap, we're at 167. I'm freaking out here. Christina B, you're so close, man. You're so close. How you knock your photography out to the next level is because you want this black background shot. Just learn how to shoot it. Learn how to shoot it.
Gifted member.
Oh my God, Stephen C with the drop in the gifted. Stephen C now going crazy. My guy, you're gonna run out my smoke machine. Stephen C, thank you. Stephen C is one of my mods.
New member. On
my channel, Legion of Fat. You just got gifted a member by Stephen C. Holy crowley. Wow, it's smoky in here now all of a sudden. Thank you, Stephen C. I appreciate you.
New member.
Appreciate you, Calligraphy, as well. Oh my God, Stephen just gifted 5 more. Oh my God. Stephen gifted 5 memberships.
New member.
Not 1, 5, my guy. 5. Wow, appreciate you. You're crazy. Again, crazy. Crazy support from this stream. I appreciate you guys, honestly. Wow. Okay. Back to Christina. It's super easy to get this black background in camera. It's easy to get this black background in camera. I do it this is my niche. This is what I do. This is an actual black background. It's not done in post. It's an actual black velveteen background. And again, as a professional photographer, you see this is a white background. Like, I don't close crop. Like, when I shoot a shot like this and you zoom in, it's not close cropped. That's actually how I shot it. It's light. So that's kind of what we have to work on, is getting to the point where when a client says, yes, I want you to shoot this on a black background, you can execute a jet black background like this, no problem, without having to do a knockout, you know? And if you have an idea, this is Colin Firth. I shot Colin Firth a week before I won his Oscar. Black velveteen in a hotel room. I shot this in a hotel room, but it looks like I'm in my studio because I bring this piece of black velveteen. It's in my bag. It's folded up. I have a roll of duct tape. I open the velveteen. I do this. I tape it to the wall. I get my light. I light it. And I've been doing that for 33 years. I've been shooting to black since I was 19 years old. I'm 53. Like, this is a Carty signature. Like, and I'm actually telling you how I do it because I'm a nice guy. So black, like, it has to be done in camera. There can't be like the knockout. It just looks hokey if you're in there cutting it, because people like me will notice. So that's what I think that you should do, is get a piece of black velvet. I would love to see you shoot that again. I would love to see you shoot that again. And you can see, I mean, this is shot on black. There's no close crop. It's how it is. So when you get in and you really look at it, you're not seeing those kinds of mistakes because it's actually shot on black. So yeah, that's kind of a thing, mastering black. And again, black velveteen from a fabric store. Go to a fabric store, get heavy duty black velveteen. I have a 10-foot by 10-foot piece. I also have smaller pieces that I use. I always have a piece in my bag, and it's something like during my I'm doing a lighting course, workshops, a whole photo shoot on Monday. I'm going to be doing a lot of these techniques and teaching you how to do these techniques. I'm going to be bleeding out some YouTube videos for the next while that you'll be able to see. Christina B, very, very, very good image. Very good image. You're an absolute killer. There's so much you could do to make it better, and your work in post-production definitely needs work. So love to talk to you or help you make your post better, because you could be an absolute murderer with the camera. You definitely are a portrait photographer, but also if you're needing to clean up and do stuff in the background, it means you need to choose better spots to take your photos with non-distracting backgrounds. Yeah. All right, hope that helped. All right, let's get into our next shooter. Guys, I do have an event, so I can't... Oh, well, good. We only have like 4 more photos to look at. Rachel Scott. Rachel says, here is an image that I did with a client from a couple months back. Thank you for your feedback. Rachel, great location, girl. Great location, great composition. I'm feeling this. Let's look at Horizon Line. Horizon Line is good. I personally would have lowered myself just to make the water line a little narrower, so the water line comes in and around here rather than cut her across the waist. You already are lowering yourself to her, which is good. The gutter of the photo is here, meaning this is the exact center of the frame. You can see that you've biased her a little bit towards the gutter, which when the magazine pulls in, it is gonna pull her to the center of the frame and this foot here. And when I break this down and show you this as 2 pages in the magazine, you can see that you could afford to move her over just a little bit, which is okay. Also, the clouds and the detail here in the sky, I feel like you could possibly bring like a little bit more up in the sky. I love the fact that you shot this natural light. I really do. The focus that you got here on her and the decisive moment, the way that she's looking, the way that she's stretching, like, it's great. And it's client work. So for client work, like for me, this is an 11. Like, you did so well. I just want you to make sure when you're in these situations that you shoot 25, 30, 50 pictures, and then you slightly, like, you're checking every once in a while, checking the frame, and then you like assess your composition, move over a little bit, move over this way a little bit. I really like this. Like, it's there. I just feel like a couple of small little tweaks here and there with the horizon line, dropping the horizon line so the horizon line comes through here, which is now going to give you just like huge sky and her against sky with a thin strip of like action and waves coming across the bottom third of the frame. Like, that's kind of where I would go. I would drop the horizon line here. Yeah. I like the body language. Definitely like the body language. Again, body language, you just keep shooting. You just keep shooting and keep, especially with dance, having her like off the ground with a jump would be amazing. Like, imagine the same composition, but her like in a little bit of a jump. Again, the more you shoot dance, the more you realize getting people off the ground is so fun, especially when you have someone who can actually do it. So yeah, that's my critique. I think you did great. This is an 11. It's great for client work. It would look great in black and white, though, by the way. It would look great in black and white. And I also believe you could bring more out of this in post. This is one of the files where I would request submit this raw file or your favorite from this series, if you have one that you think is better, into my raw submissions folder. And once a month or so, I make an episode where I process raw files and show you how to bring more out of the photos that you're taking. I hope that helped, Miss Rachel Scott. Calligraphy, the donator. This is my submission for this week's assignment. My friend here loves a good game of chess. After his work shift and gave me a bit of time to capture him in his element, after several failed attempts at a self-portrait. So he was trying to shoot this himself, and then calligraphy shot it. So shot with a Nikon Z8, 85mm, 1.8, shot at 2.8. 125 ISO Uno 100. I like this. I like this calligraphy. This is the right kind of sensibility. The hand on the chin, I would have gone like, it's so simple. I would have gone rather from him like this. It's like, it's so slight, like these movements. I would have gone from him like this to him like this. Just with his hand not touching his chin, but just here, under the chin. Look at the photo and tell me if I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it's the slightest thing. You'll learn from me. I hate when people touch their face because it's so unnatural. It's so wrong. People don't do that. People don't do that. Like, they don't do that. So don't let them do it in a photo. As soon as someone touches their face, I'm like, who told you to touch your face? You know what I mean? Don't do that. So that's what I would do. I would just, from here to here, you still see the hand tattoo. You still see the rings. You still see the chest. You still see the thing. It looks not like he's trying. And once a man looks like they're trying in a photo, other men want to punch him in the face. That's just a little gift from me to you. Whenever you're shooting a guy, you're shooting a guy for two people. You're shooting a guy for the women that might be attracted to him. But more importantly, you're shooting guys for other guys. If you shoot a guy that makes that guy likable, when another guy sees them in the photo, a girl's for sure gonna like it. But that's not usually, a guy sees another guy doing that in the photo, that guy wants to punch the other guy. Because you know the other guy's faking, he's cheesing it out. So our goal when we shoot men is to stop them from being cheesy. Stop them from doing up and to the left, up and to the left, like guys do when you aim a camera at them. Yeah, things like that. But again, it's so good on all the other aspects, man. Like calligraphy, it's so strong on the light. It's so strong on the depth of field. It's so freaking sharp. Like, there's so many elements that work in this photo. I can see that you did like no skin retouching. Like, this is almost raw. Also, you found the perfect f-stop. Like, you have found the perfect f-stop with that 85. 2.8, the ears soft, but the entire face, lips, tack sharp. Like, really, really good. Like, again, this is an 11 out of 10. This is an 11 out of 10. It is one of the best photos that I've seen from you, which is really, like, great. It's an amazing cover. Like, it's an amazing cover. The eye line, the way that the eye line is on the thirds, like, you really, you followed all the, like, editorial rules for this photo. It's so on the button. It's so on the button. The only thing I have to stop is, like, the hand touching the face. Like, again, that one thing, change that one thing, because look at Platten. And when you look at how Platten poses his people, super simple. Just look at how he poses. Like, once you see, like, one of the most respected and renowned photographers in the world and how they pose their subjects, you see it's like, it's not what you think. The unpose is the pose. The unpose is the pose. And once you kind of lock that in, like, this is an unpose, but it's very posed. You know, once you kind of lock that in, you'll see, oh yeah, people don't touch their faces in photographs. So you stop that immediately. You know what I mean? Something that's just, you know, they just have to look at you. All right. That is photography from calligraphy. Very well done. Again, like, you're hitting them out of the park. So just keep pushing. And your technical skills have gone up, like, yes, like 85 millimeter at 2.8 for a portrait. Yeah, more of that, please. More of that. All right, guys, we've got a couple more shots to look at. Couple. All right. What's my time? Oh my God, 5:20. Okay, 2 more shots to look at. This is from Romeo. Romeo said, hopefully this one's better than the one before. Had to put something together to get the lighting closer to what Carty suggested. Carty, thank you for all you do. You reshot this? Really good. Really good. Really good. Like, look at the Rembrandt. Like, you hit it. You hit it. This is exactly what I was asking for. And even the eye line. Look at this. Look at this square. Like, you hit the Rembrandt, Romeo. You nailed it. The expression, you bringing the light from the right angle now. Now her nose shadow is matching this shadow, which is epic. This is really good. Really good. I mean, her hand's not on her face. Her hand's kind of behind, which also, her pose is really good. Her pose is very Irving Penn. If you actually, Romeo, you're watching this, look up Irving Penn's posing. He's so good. Look at this arm and then this arm and this. Like, look at her head angle. Like, it's all, look at her hair angle. And look at the headspace that you've left for a cover, and as well, like, block headline text, article text. Like, this is really good, Romeo. And again, I know how hard you try. I know how much you care about progressing, evolving into the place where you're making money with your camera. This is really good. Like, you're making leaps. You're making leaps with every submission. So this is
Gifted member.
Really good. Really good. Calligraphy. You just gifted 5 memberships 8 seconds ago. Like, you just did that 8 seconds ago. Like, seriously. Oh my God.
New member.
Calligraphy is going out of control. That's 10 gifted memberships in one stream. Please stop. You're freaking me out. Please stop. Like,
new member.
Thank you, but oh my God. Like, this guy and his generosity, man. Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
New member.
No more. No more. No more. No more. Ah, my word. Guys, that was Romeo.
New member.
Romeo. Matthew Sargent says, I have a lot of ideas and a plan in place to reshoot my hero photo concept from last week. My aunt and great-grandpa's
new member.
Full military uniform and Japanese flag from a soldier that he shot in the war. I wasn't able to make that shot happen this week, but I will soon. As for the exact picture I did last week with the helmet and jacket, I'm completely satisfied with the result. I don't think it needs to be shot again. Like I said before, I tapped into the universal creativity flow, and it feels ingenuine to try to do that again for something I've already executed on. Yeah, perfect. What I did do is shoot a hero shot of the new Hyatt Hotel extension building, or the Hyatt Hotel building extension I watched get built, and I've wanted to photograph for months now. I took the time this morning to make it happen while the office was empty. This is the result. This is a strong photo, Matthew. Really strong photo. This is great. Good discipline. Good discipline. When we shoot architecture, it's all about lines. So, I mean, the first line that I see is this one here, and how that line is lining up with the edge of the frame here. Like that, it's not quite on. So that makes this building feel like it's leaning forward. But I know that you've lined this building up. This is the center of the frame. So this building is relatively straight, right? Like it's tack straight. It's just, we have to do something in order to like correct your perspective. And the hard thing is because you're aiming up. When you're aiming up, lines converge. This is why the Holiday Inn feels like it's falling. It feels like it's falling that way. We have straight lines here, but if we adjust for this Holiday Inn, it's going to throw off the whole picture. So I'm wondering if there's a way that you can transform just this area of the photo. The idea, Matthew, is amazing. Like, the architecture, the hill in the background, the flags, and the relatively empty streets, and also the light, the clouds, everything that's like the reflection on this building. All of this is really working for me, Matthew. Like, honestly, you're just in a tricky situation, because in order to shoot and get the line straight, you need like a tilt shift lens. And that gets like really difficult in this kind of a situation, but this is an 11 for me, and I really appreciate that you're pushing really hard here, you know, like you're pushing and you're trying to do something new. I back your reasons for not reshooting the photo of your grandfather's outfit. This is great. And look at it as a cover of my Behind the Picture Architecture magazine. It's great. It's great, Matthew. Super, super good. I mean, that one little glitch with the Holiday Inn Express, that's a tricky one. I would also take this off of the building, just to make your eye, like, notice how crooked that line is a little bit less. Oh my goodness. All right. All right. So, guys, we are at the end of today's real photo reviews. I do this every Thursday. I usually start at 6 p.m., but again, today I have a client Christmas party. It's the season of client Christmas parties. The party I'm going to tonight is the most exclusive party of the year, like the most exclusive party of the year, which is pretty crazy. So I'm going to put on a suit. You guys have never seen me in a suit before, but my God, can I rock a suit? I'm pretty excited about getting to wear a suit tonight. Yeah, I'll take some pictures so you guys can see my outfit. Yeah, I'll put them on my community board, put them in the Discord. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I do these every Thursdays. Make sure that you become a member if you're thinking about having your photos reviewed. Having your photos looked at by a professional who's going to see things that you can't possibly see is so invaluable. Photo of me in the suit. Photos of the week and assignment before I go, says Calligraphy. You can see that I'm totally like, my head is in so many different spots. Photos of the week are definitely necessary. So we're going to do photos of the week, and we are going to do an assignment, because assignments are how you guys stay motivated. This your next assignment, you're not going to like me. You're not going to like me, but it's necessary. I've been holding this one off for a minute. You're not going to like me though, but this is what we're going to do. Let me get the photo of the weeks nailed though. Let's do that first. Let's nail the photos of the week. Easy breezy. Okay, we got some photos of the week here. Photos of the week here. Yes. Yes. Sorry, guys. You have to wait, because it's just how it is. Because I do this on the fly, and I judge as it's happening. I'm just like, yep. And I try to pick 3. It's tricky, but I try to pick 3. You're also being judged against yourself. Okay, so these are the considerations. How many do I have here? Too many. Okay, we have our photos of the week. Photos of the week in no particular order. Actually, in an order that they were submitted. How about that? Guys, you ready for photos of the week? First photo of the week goes to the one they call Solo, Rashad, with photo of the week. First photo of the week for Rashad. Congratulations, Rashad. Photo of the week. Well done. Well played. And again, I don't give these photos of the week away lightly. I'm an asshole when it comes to critiquing photos, as I'm sure you've noticed. Second photo of the week goes to a photographer who reshot a photo and This photo is so much better, so much on point, with the exception of one mistake, which is such an easy fix. This photographer absolutely deserves it. Next. Photo of the week goes to... Nat. Let's go. Photo of the week. I think that's Nat's first photo of the week. Let's go. Photo of the week. Congratulations, Nat. You deserve it. You can see all the differences that you made just with like fixing the guitar, being super deliberate with the expression. Like, come on. You totally. Come on. Right? And again, when I call you guys out on this stuff and then you fix it, they feel good. You're like, don't you actually get mad that you didn't do it in the first place? That's actually probably what's happening. And you train yourself that way. And what ends up happening is you go into shoots with the discipline that you know what happens if you don't do it this way, you're going to have to do it again. So you go into the headspace like, I'm not about doing things twice. So once you're in that headspace, hey, my chat controls my stream. They just threw me back to 1995. You guys want to know who your next photo of the week winner is? Next photo of the week winner? The reaction when I saw this photo, the reaction when I saw your photo, upset with you though, because of what you're doing on the back end. Upset with you because of what you're doing on the back end. But I now have my eye on you. Next photographer, photo of the week goes to Christina B. Let's go with this photo right here. Photo of the week. This photo just, come on, so good. So good. Don't let your photos fall apart in post-production. Don't let them fall apart when they're looked at 100%. I can help you so easily make your files all the way from your RAW to your TIFFs to your JPEGs to your website to your Instagram posts and help you make your submissions better. It's so easy. I'm going to help you. You should be proud. Great job. And that's your first photo of the week, Christine. Good job, Christina B. All right. Ooh, we got two more photos of the week. Two more. Ooh, I know this one, and I know this one. Okay, this is, again, first photo of the week for this one. First photo of the week for this photographer. Small mistakes, small things, small tweaks, but this is now your new bar, which is going to make it super fun because as you progress through this, and I know you didn't shoot this last week, you shot it a little while ago, but the critique I gave you on this is going to make the next time that you do this so much better. And again, keep pushing, keep looking at photography within your niche. That's better than you. Look at photography that makes you want to quit. That's the whole idea. The next photo of the week goes to the one they call Rachel Scott. Rachel, photo of the week. I do believe Rachel's first photo of the week. Let's go. Rachel, congratulations. Very, very, very well done. Congratulations, Rachel. Amazing. And again, it's like these guys like talk in the Discord. They're all like, oh God, I hope I get photo of the week. Guys, it makes me happy. I love my Discord. If you're not in the Discord, oh my God, my Discord is cracked. Like the best people in the industry, the best people who have cameras and use them well are in my Discord. And they're so nice. They're so friendly. They're selfless. They share, they help. Hang out in my Discord. I've like curated a beautiful community. So make sure you hang out there. Yeah, we have this good vibes only thing with the Discord. So yeah, it's amazing. Our last photo of the week is a banger. Last photo of the week. And by the way, so you know, you don't get to buy your photo of the week, mister? You don't get to buy your photo of the week. You don't buy this. And you didn't. You actually earned this photo of the week, despite your insanity with your credit card. And because it's so easy to gift members and you figured it out, like, it's insane. Your photo, my critique is right with the hand from this to this, from this to this, from this to this. But your photo, your technical ability, the tone, the color, the photo of the week, absolutely. Last one of the week goes to calligraphy with this photo right here. So well done. Calligraphy, so proud of you with this picture. Like, something moved with this picture. Something moved. Like, the light, the gradation, your post-production, like, everything came together here on this photo. So that's your photo of the week, man. Let's go. All right, you guys want the assignments? Those are the photos of the week. By the way, everybody, if you didn't win photo of the week, it's okay. It just means, like, you just got to keep trying. And also, you can see everybody's being judged against themselves. When I see you make a huge leap in your skill set, that's when you win photo of the week. Like, that's when you win photo of the week. And when you submit photos that just stop me in my tracks, that's how you win photo of the week. Super simple. All right, guys. So our assignment for next week. The last 2 weeks, I've had you make hero photos, okay? Hero photos it's a thing, right? Like, it's a necessary thing. But for our next assignment, I'm making this a different thing, a completely different thing. And it's something that doesn't involve photography. It just involves this, your phone or your camera, if you want to use it that way. But what I'm asking you to do is record 1 minute of video, 1 minute. And I want you to say in that 1 minute, where you are on your photography journey. And I would like you to say what you think that you need to do in order to unstuck yourself. And then I want you to tell me where you'll be 1 year from now. If you just make a video and introduce yourself and tell me what you're stuck with right now and where you hope to be a year from now, if you want to talk about how I've helped you, that's totally up to you, and I appreciate that, but it's not necessary. I want you to start training yourself to tell stories to camera. I want you to start training yourself to tell stories to camera, because getting better at talking about your photography, getting better at talking about your struggles, and also getting better at recording yourself, almost like a video diary. This thing that I'm asking you to do right now in December, just before Christmas, is a time capsule, because we're going to look at this 1 or 2 minute video next year in December, next year, and you're going to look back at it next year, and you're going to see how many of the things that you could picture happening actually happened. Super easy. We're doing a time capsule. You're recording 2 minutes of video for me, telling me where you are now. Introduce yourself. Tell me where you are now. Tell me what you're stuck with, and tell me if you know how you're getting unstuck, and also where you see yourself in your photography career a year from now. I want 1 video clip. There's rules. Number 1, videos go this way, okay? Videos don't go this way. Videos go this way. Our eyes are horizontal. Our computer screens are horizontal. The world is very widescreen. So this is not how we shoot video. This is for a short form, short attention span, TikTok brain set. And that's not what you're trying to attract. What you're trying to attract is likability and people and compassion and people understanding you. This might be one of the hardest things that you do, because you've never been asked by a photographer to turn the camera on yourself and talk. You can sit in your car. You can be walking up and down the street. You can be at your desk. Just think about what it is that you want to say. Think about what it is that you want to say before you say it. Think about if you want to write it out and then read it, look to camera, read it, look to camera, you can do that too. Or you can just come from the heart, you know? Like, I want to hear where you're at. It's going to help me because I'm going to watch them all. I'm going to play them for everybody. And also, guess what? Other people, you're going to see what they look like. You're going to see their faces. You're going to get to connect with other people on this channel. This is mandatory. Everybody should do it. Will everybody do it? No. You know why? Because I'm asking you to do something that's putting you outside of your comfort zone. Outside of your comfort zone is where your genius actually lives. Outside your comfort zone is where love, happiness, fear, everything also lives. You can't have a full life without experiencing all of those things. Like, you have to put yourself outside your comfort zone. And this is the beginning of me giving you not just photography challenges, but giving you other challenges that force you to put yourself outside your comfort zone, forces you to put yourself out there. Because for some of you, without me challenging you like this, without me asking you, like literally begging you to put yourself out there, begging you to turn the camera on yourself. Like, I have the worst social anxiety. I have paralyzing social anxiety, but yet I have a YouTube channel. I have almost 15,000 people listening to my words, and I was paralyzed with fear starting this. That's why I've had my YouTube channel since 2007, and I only started being active on my YouTube channel in 2021. It's because I was afraid. Don't do what I did. Don't do that. Start talking to camera. It's going to make you better at talking to clients. It's going to make you better at talking to strangers. It's going to make you better directing people. It's going to make you better at gathering your thoughts before they come out of your mouth. It'll make you think before you speak. It'll make you deliberate. And when you learn how to speak like that, like I've been spending so much of my time over the last 2 years being better at speaking, because I knew the things that I wanted to say, I thought they were important and I thought that they could help people. What if I didn't get the courage to speak to camera? If I didn't have the courage to speak to camera, there wouldn't be this channel and I wouldn't be able to help you. So think of all the people that you could be helping if you spoke to camera, and do that assignment for me. I want 2 minutes, up to 2 minutes of you pouring your heart out on video, horizontal, shoot it 4K, and submit it to my Discord. Guys, I love you so very much. I hope this brought you value. New video drops tomorrow. Watch this. I'm going to help you unfuck your photography life. You guys have to watch my next video. It's probably the best one I've ever done. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. If you became a member recently, you'll see your name scrolling across the top of this screen. I appreciate you. Because of my members, you're able to have commercial-free content. You notice, you just watched an entire hour and 42 minutes of commercial-free content. The members of this channel, everybody's name who you see scrolling, all the people who gift memberships, make it so I can do my live streams with no commercials. I appreciate everybody who has given their generosity, their hard-earned money to me for this show. I appreciate you. You pay me just by watching. You pay me just by watching these videos. And God damn it, you pay yourself by acting on the shit that I talk about on this channel. I love you guys.